Hey there good people, it's the Crippled Critic, and this week I want to talk about the indie game Typoman. So Typoman is a 2D side-scrolling puzzle platformer with a focus on spelling exercises. It takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where everyone and everything is made up of letters. Typoman definitely leans more towards the kid-friendly type of game. It has a modest budget and it's pretty short. Still, I've never played a game quite like it before. Typoman was originally on the Wii U exclusively, but recently it was remastered and re-released on other platforms like PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It was titled Typoman Revised. That's the one I'm reviewing, the PlayStation 4 version. The game was also released on smartphones, which might explain how short it is. Typoman was made by German developer Brain Seed Factory. The developers have said when writing the story they were inspired by the life of devoted writers and they wanted to explore the power of words. Now I can't confirm whether this is intentional or not, but Typoman looks and plays a lot like the game Limbo. It just seems to have a very similar trial and error type of platforming, although Typoman is nowhere near as dark as Limbo. Still, I appreciate the effort put into the design and atmosphere of a game which is essentially just word puzzles with some light platforming. Think more Super Meat Boy than, say, Little Big Planet, because Typoman definitely has an edge to it. The controls in Typoman aren't customizable, but there aren't very many buttons required to play the game. I think that disabled gamers with fine motor skill impairments will see that the gameplay is easy enough to play with very few problems. In Typoman, you move with the left control stick, you press X to jump, and circle to cancel or grab objects. The word puzzles are even easier to complete as long as you have completed elementary school. However, I really do think that children could benefit from this game. Typoman makes things pretty straightforward as far as the word puzzles go. An in-game keyboard pops up and separates the two types of gameplay. While accessing the keyboard, you'll still be using the same buttons to solve the puzzle, but now you have to hold down R2 in order to rearrange the letters. I will admit that the two different styles of gameplay, platforming and puzzles, don't always mesh very well. To me it seemed pretty obvious that the platforming parts of the game had a lot more love and care put into them than, say, the word puzzles or the typing mechanic. Yeah, the typing could have been a lot less awkward. Typoman doesn't have any spoken dialogue, but occasionally you can access small bits of story that take the form of notes or inner monologue. Most of these moments are optional, but they are accompanied by large, easily readable subtitles, so disabled gamers with hearing impairments shouldn't have much trouble. For gamers with visual impairments, the Typoman does have a brightness slider you can change. Visually, the game has lots of grays and browns in the environments, but even when there is a more bright color on screen, it isn't imperative to know the color for the gameplay to work. Typoman is a fun and creative game that incorporates spelling puzzles in a way that I've never seen before. Does the game work better as a platformer, more so than an educational tool? Yes. But it definitely wouldn't hurt young children to play it. Let's just say that in the pool of family-friendly games out there, I can definitely recommend Typoman. Also, I can honestly say that disabled gamers of all types won't have a hard time playing this game. Well, you guys, that was a fun little game I played. Thanks for watching, and if you know of any other games that are similar to it, tell me about it in the comments below. Hopefully next week I'll have Persona 5 up for you guys, but right now I'm not sure because it's really long. Anyway, I'll see you all later.